Arlington, Texas, some 245 days later, not much looked different for the Dallas Cowboys in a game that mattered. Hello, guys. If you're interested in NFL game, please like the video and subscribe the channel. Let's go to start the last time the Cowboys played at AT&T Stadium before Sunday's 44-19 loss to the New Orleans Saints was the humiliating 48-32 defeat to the Green Bay Packers in the wild card round. Statistically, Sunday was worse, although a Week 2 loss does not have the same importance of a season-ending playoff loss. But this was the second worst home opening loss since Jerry Jones bought the team in 1989. The worst was 41-14 to the Philadelphia Eagles in 2000. From Jones to coach Mike McCarthy to the players, nobody wanted to talk much about what happened against the Packers despite the connection. Trevon Diggs, who missed the playoff game because of a knee injury, summed up Sunday's performance in one word: unacceptable. Same as the loss to the Packers. Jones swore he was not having flashbacks as he watched the Saints move up and down the field like the Packers did. "We've got so much ahead of us," Jones said. "We've got seasons almost ahead of us before we get to the playoffs. We've got a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of good players that can do the work. I'm confident we'll get it done. We'll learn from this." Of the Cowboys' 22 starters against the Saints, 6 did not play against the Packers. Of the 48 players dressed Sunday, 19 were not in uniform against the Packers. The Cowboys have a new defensive coordinator in Mike Zimmer, who brought changes to a scheme run by Dan Quinn, now the head coach of the Washington Commanders. But the results were familiar. The Packers ran out to a 27-7 halftime lead. The Saints had a 35-16 lead after 2 quarters. It tied for the most points allowed in the first half by the Cowboys in their history. The last time came in 2004, leading to a 49-21 loss to the Eagles. Zimmer was the Cowboys coordinator then too. New Orleans put up 290 yards in the first half, or 60 more than the Cowboys allowed in their Week 1 win against the Cleveland Browns. The Packers put up 217 first-half yards in the playoff game. The Packers had 13 first downs. The Saints had 12. The Packers missed on 1 third-down conversion in the first 2 quarters. The Saints did not miss one of their 3. The Packers led 27-0 after a Darnell Savage interception return for a touchdown off Dak Prescott with 1 minute 50 seconds left in the half. The Saints used a Paulson Adebo interception of Prescott, thanks to a receiver Jalen Brooks' slip, to set up Derek Carr's 1-yard touchdown run with 39 seconds left in the first half for a 22-point advantage. "I'm not comparing last year to this year," said Prescott, who had his first multi-interception game since a Week 5 loss last year at the San Francisco 49ers. "We're talking 2 completely different teams, honestly. There's no way to even go back and compare that. Maybe because we got beat, got away from us fast, and we were here at home. But completely different and separate, and I wouldn't waste my time if I was y'all trying to compare those 2. Sunday's loss ended a 16-game regular season win streak at AT&T Stadium, which had been the second longest in team history. Saints running back Alvin Kamara became the 5th player to score 4 touchdowns in a game against the Cowboys and the first since 1994. New Orleans scored touchdowns on their first 6 possessions, making most of the second half a formality, much like the second half of the Packers' loss in January.